Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spotless Mind's brand new segment, now on the Netflix with Greg and Emma. I'm Greg, and the new person contributing today is my good friend Emma Sinclair. Hello, Emma.
Hello, Greg.
And we will be talking about the movie Carnage, directed by Roman Polanski. Emma, what did you think of this movie?
I hated everybody.
Even Jodie Foster?
I even hated Jodie Foster. She disgusting, ugly cry that I loved, but
Yeah.
she was still a terrible person.
Yeah. One of the things I liked about the movie was how it portrayed these upper class yuppies as just awful. Every single person is just a terrible person.
Well, I like how it's real build from these people trying to be very civil and understanding, well, understanding in quotations, of course, because they're protective of their children.
Yeah.
And then this complete descent into madness.
Yeah. Now, you said you liked the film, yes?
Yes, I think so. That's the thing. I'm thinking about it a lot.
Yeah.
And I wasn't completely certain of it when it finished.
Yeah.
But yes, I think I liked it.
See, I'm pretty sure I didn't.
Really?
Yeah. See, the thing is, it's got a lot of things that I like about like movies like this. Like it's based on a play, and I like that it doesn't need to flare it up or anything like that. I like how it depends on the performances to get it by, and the performances are all good.
Yes.
The performances are actually all great. I felt tired watching it.
You felt tired watching it.
Yeah, I felt exhausted almost as soon as the movie began.
Which is crazy, because a movie that's 75 minutes long shouldn't make you tired.
No, it should not. A movie that's 75 minutes long should leave me wanting more.
Yes.
I actually wanted it to end several times. I couldn't I couldn't feel for any of these people. Maybe it's because I don't have kids, or anything like that, and I don't really understand a lot of where they were coming from. But I didn't. The awfulness of the characters really turned me off to the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah, it actually did.
I liked the people showing their true colors, because as people, everybody puts on a front.
Yeah.
And then slowly everybody becomes who they really are.
After a couple of shots of scotch.
Yes.
Yeah.
And nothing in your stomach.
Can I just say a little something about some technical wizardry in this movie that
Absolutely.
I was really impressed with? It's the Kate Winslet puke scene
Was flawless?
was flawless.
Yes.
It was absolutely flawless. They didn't cut away.
No.
She vomited mid-sentence.
Yep. All over everything.
All over everything. It was a huge spew. I don't know how they did that.
No.
You see, usually you can say it's like, oh, they did it with like a green screen or a matte painting or some CG. Nope. I honestly think they gave her something that would make her puke.
Really?
And then she just did it. That's the only thing that I can come up with.
I was invested in what would happen with the kids.
Yeah.
I think that's what got me through the movie. Is that I was invested in what was going to be happening with the children. And I cared.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, you have your childhood, schoolyard fights.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see how parents would deal with that. And I was invested in what would happen in the end with the two boys.
Yeah, I have to say I was too. The whole concept of the movie really it took me through it, but I felt like even at 79, 75 minutes, something like that, it was too long.
Hmm.
It felt like a lot of it was being drawn out, especially by the end. I just found that they were going in circles at a while, but which I think might be the point.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Yeah. But it wasn't a good point for me. Which I don't like saying because I love every Roman Polanski movie I've ever seen up until now.
Hmm.
And he's still got all of the bite that you would find in like a movie like Chinatown, but I guess this subject matter just didn't really hit with me.
I liked the going around in circles because, something would come up, like the very beginning of the movie, Jodie Foster's writing out what happened, and she says, armed with a stick, hit our son. And then that becomes a problem with Christoph Waltz. And then later on in the film, probably 40 minutes later, it's brought up again.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously eating at him.
Yeah.
That she would say something like that. So I liked that it was so cyclical.
Yeah.
And that's what happens in a fight. That's what happens whenever I fight, because I'm so stubborn that I keep going back to things I've said before.
Yeah, that's a good point. All fights, be they heated or be they a breakup, will always be in a cyclical motion,
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, like, throughout the whole movie, when Christoph Waltz's character kept getting his phone calls.
Oh, man, that pissed me off so much.
Right? But I thought that because they kept dropping that he works for the Pentagon.
Yeah.
And that he's talking to this guy who's on the line, who's from the Pentagon and all that stuff, that it would be like he would be dealing with a crisis of like apocalyptic proportions, and the end of the play would be the world ending, or the movie, sorry, would be the world ending. And I don't know, maybe it's just because I saw Next recently. Sorry, not Next, Knowing. That movie
Pretty
ends.
much the same movie, I'm sure.
It is the same movie. I'm absolutely positive. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I guess I just.
You wanted more.
I hate saying that though, because I really want to take the movie for what it is.
But if you wanted more, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
I liked the simplicity of it. I like that we never left there, well, except for going into the hallway. We never left the apartment. And it was this like, oh, we're leaving, no, we're not, oh, we're leaving, no, we're not.
Yeah.
And I thought the very beginning and the very end bookended it really nicely. I don't want to ruin the whole movie, but
yeah.
I just found it was really the two bookends.
I liked the score.
The score, yeah.
Which is only on the two bookends, but I believe it's Danny Elfman.
Yeah, I think it was.
And he always does something nice. He always does nice things, and how they disguised Paris to look like New York. Mm-hmm. That was pretty impressive because Paris is pretty distinctive.
Is that where they filmed it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Roman Polanski isn't allowed in the United States.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing that did bother me was Christoph Waltz's accent.
Thank you, yes.
That is one thing that I had a problem with. Was he trying to do an American accent? Or was he
I think
doing
he was
his own thing? I wasn't really sure.
Yeah. I think he was just trying to speak with as little accent as possible, which is difficult.
Yeah, really working for him.
Yeah. And especially because I'm assuming the crew was all Parisian as well. Or something like that. So, and the man is a man of many, many languages, as we all know.
Yes.
So,
for all those who've seen Inglourious Bastards.
Yes. And for those of you who haven't, do that.
Yes.
Although I doubt anyone who's listening to this hasn't seen that movie.
That'd be shocking if they were listening and hadn't seen that movie.
Yeah.
Because it's probably going to be James and Alan.
Yeah, hi James. Yeah, hi James and Alan.
Just a little shout out to James and Alan. Hey buddies!
So I guess we can start wrapping this up here because I don't want to spend like all my entire night rendering this.
Sure.
When it comes down to it, since this movie is now on the Netflix, Emma, would you recommend someone checks this out?
Yeah.
Yeah?
For a good movie night, grabbing some popcorn. Like, it's not, regardless of you hating every character, it's not a heavy movie. I didn't find it heavy. I found it funny and ridiculous.
Funny, awkward, ridiculous. Those are good words to describe it, I think. And after all the criticism I've leveled against it thus far, I would still recommend it.
Would you?
Oh yeah, because it didn't really register with me, I know that it would with a lot of people. And a lot of people would find a lot of sick pleasure in watching these people disintegrate, because it is enjoyable from a certain point of view. And it just wasn't my cup of tea, that's all.
That's totally understandable.
But if you're going to make a movie night about it, I would recommend you make it a double feature, because it's very short.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for something on the Netflix, sometimes you just don't want to serve. And it's a good one to just whip out.
Absolutely.
That very eloquent little statement right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, that about wraps up our little overview of Carnage. Thank you for listening to Now on the Netflix with Greg and Emma. I'm Greg.
And I'm Emma.
See you next time.